It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Wayne Miller.
This is It's Movie Time.
Yep.
Well,
we've got a girl here.
We have a lady.
Yes.
She's not Angelina Jolie.
No, but I like her better than Angelina Jolie.
The film is
Tomb Raider. And the actress is, and we were talking about this, I believe her first name's pronounced Alicia instead of Alicia Vikander.
Yes.
And one of my favorite young actresses.
An Oscar winner.
Yes, Best Supporting, which is kind of interesting. Stop to think about it because before Jolie made the first Lara Croft Tomb Raider in 2001,
right,
she had won a supporting actress.
And what did Alicia get it for?
The Danish
girl.
Yes. She played the wife, Eddie Redmayne's Oscar-winning performance, Best Actor, as like what they consider maybe the first transgender operation, I believe, in the 1920s.
Well, Tomb Raider is a reboot.
Yes.
From a freak video. I mean, these.
Well,
I guess
a video game.
But I guess the first Lara Croft spawned a video game.
No, actually, it came after the video game.
Okay.
And so they were looking for an actress that could have the physical attributes of the video game heroine.
Okay.
You know, with a 45 strapped to her hips and shorts on, and kind of like a little crop top and very pronounced bosom. And of course, Angelina Jolie really fit the bill. And in that movie, and I think this one really is not so much maybe a reboot or a sequel to, I think it was maybe made a remake of that first one from 2001.
Because it's like a source story.
Yes, and obviously, what you get with that, and John Voight played Jolie's father.
Oh, nice. Oh.
In that one, her
dad and daughter.
Yeah,
That's so sweet.
Yes, yeah.
Now
it was, and it did spawn. Both movies, though, did not do that well at the as well as they wanted at the box office, but both very critically panned, and they had a sequel in 2003.
Okay.
And then it was kind of like, okay, series dead in the water. They really wanted to try to make a franchise out
All right, Wayne Miller, the big question is, what storyline is this a knockoff of?
Oh, okay. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It sure is.
Basically, yes, because you've got the old artifacts. Once again, as I do with a lot of these superhero type of movies, I have to suspend my disbelief in what's happening, and just to go for the ride.
But could I qualify that by saying she's not a superhero?
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. She isn't. But
she's just an athletically gifted, intelligent young woman.
Which is what I really like about her in all the roles that I've seen her in. She was the best thing. Talk about a movie that they hope would spawn a franchise, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes.
And she was the best thing in that.
Well, that's a low bar.
Yes.
Did you know? I think you liked it much better than I did.
I did like it. I did, since I had fond memories of the old TV show.
Well, she's looking for her dad, as so many of our heroines are these days.
Yes.
And he is off on some island, not Skull Island.
But, not with Kong.
But she is, it's off the coast of Japan.
Yes.
And it's housing some very deadly queen. The Queen of Death, it's called.
Yes. That, you just touch it and kind of like all of a sudden. It's kind of
but
like
it was uncertain as to what her death motif was until they break into the tomb.
Yes.
Other than that, she was just renowned for destroying everybody. And so and opening it up meant that you were opening up perhaps the world to possible ruination. As they always are. They're always over the top with the effects.
It's almost like the Curse of King Tut. You know, here we have Queen
That's
Tut,
right.
or, you know, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, her dad, which she hadn't seen him in who knows
7
how
years.
long. Yes, and and I forgot that not only like a renowned archaeologist or whatever, but a titled Englishman.
Sure, Lord Richard.
Lord Richard Croft.
Yeah.
And obviously loads of money.
Yes.
That we find at the very end, what kind of setting up maybe a sequel.
Really? Do you think? Since you
Well,
have,
you know, since you
since
brought
you
it
have
up.
the baddie, and we won't reveal it.
John, I'm glad you brought it up because I was thinking last night. I've gotten a little tired of movies that blatantly last scene or last shot sets up for a sequel.
Yeah.
And it bugged me a little bit in that second Guardians of the Galaxy. And the DC comic movies of the Batman, Superman, or whatever, like Suicide Squad. Obviously, a scene at the very end with Batman and the Viola Davis character that obviously setting up for a sequel. And this one does too.
Yeah,
And it's I don't know. It's set wrong with me.
And what sets a bit wrong with me are all the set pieces in this. Any one of which could have been expunged, and you still have the same movie.
Yes.
A terrible amount. Let's just say this: an excessive amount of running.
Yes. That girl ran.
Yeah, and that makes our
And it kind of, but you know, that way we can appreciate her well-muscled, sculpted physique.
Yeah.
And Alicia, you know, I saw something on TV about her workout regimen to put her in shape because she's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And so here, you know, you had to kind of set up a couple of things. One, how fearless she was, and one of the best scenes of the movie that I liked was at the beginning with the bicycle. You know, that kind of outdoing the boys.
And a terrific kind of benign race. She was the fox, and they were pursuing her, but a benign race through the streets.
Yes.
Very delightful, and a different look at the usual car scene, which often opens movies like this.
Yeah.
The car race, and this is a bicycle race.
And how appropriately, what a fox she is, and being chased by all these kind of nerdy type of guys that were just really in love with her.
Talk about non-nerds, but I was kind of impressed, as I never really am, about the bad guy in this movie.
Yes, Walton Goggins, I believe is how his last name's pronounced.
I would say
but,
Walton Goggins.
Okay, that's good. And he was good, and it was kind of, he wasn't over the top.
I see him as a bug-eyed Bruce Dern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm very familiar with his work from TV because he was in a couple of series, cable series. One was The Shield that had gone and went on for like about 7 or 8 years, and he played a corrupt police officer in that. But also, particularly in the series Justified, and he played the bad guy and was a good balance with the good guy in that series.
You know, there are some wasted. There always is. There are wasted good people. The Chinese actor who plays Lu Ren.
Yes.
Apparently a very big martial arts star in China. This is Daniel Wu.
Yes.
And we kind of lose him somewhere.
Yeah, he's kind of introduced, and then he's kind of out of it, and he didn't have that big a role.
And it reminds me of, again, I get irritated by how long the setup is till we get to the island.
Yes.
Wow.
It kind of led into a lot of boredom.
Oh, my Lord, it really did.
I'm happy I didn't fall asleep like I
No, you wouldn't. No.
Yes.
Not after your happy hour.
My Bravo martinis. But one other character in this, the actor who plays Lord Richard Croft, Laura's dad, Dominic West.
Yes.
And I also know his body of work that he's well known for from TV, particularly one that a lot of people, takes place in Baltimore, a lot of people really thought was one of the best next to The Sopranos, called The Wire. And he played a police officer on that. Excellent job. And what's kind of interesting is that he's got, in real life, a very thick British accent. I think kind of Welsh accent. And in The Wire, just to me, a spot on accent. But he was very good in that. And there's another one, I can't remember the exact name, but it's actually, going on right now where he is married and has an affair.
Yeah,
with
well,
somebody.
he's part of the improbability of how easily she finds her dad.
Yes,
These guys have been looking for him for 7 years.
Yeah.
Jesus,
I think as often as your children see you, they'd have a harder time finding you
yes, they
on an island.
They would.
Yeah.
A couple of other toss-off actors, Derek Jacobi
Yes.
as Mr. Yaffe.
Yes. Yes.
I could have had much more of him.
Yes.
And always.
Kristen Scott
Yeah,
Thomas.
boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like her, and she was almost unrecognizable in this because she was a lot more kind of dowdy than what in other roles that I've seen her in. And then, there's kind of a twist at the end that, so I think we'll be seeing her if this does well enough. I don't think it's got as much play as some of the other big blockbusters coming out.
Well, it's very generic. She's a different kind, the kind of heroine that we like,
Yes.
but she's not Wonder Woman.
And it's and a type of plot that I've always liked, the archaeology.
Oh,
the
right.
Raiders of the Lost Ark movie,
All the Dan Brown stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So it's
Dante's Inferno.
Inferno and all that. And you and I both like those. I thought this one was a pastiche of many of those. Just kind of put it into a blender and see what we get.
Yeah.
Attitude. But yet she is certainly our smart and resourceful, a really good heroine and a great role model for young women.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Because he's very bright.
Yeah, and she's intrepid. She is going to find her dad. The rest of it is incredibly improbable.
Improbable, and really, it's almost. I got thinking that, in a way, if it was like a Hitchcock movie, the whole setup of finding this, Queen of Death or whatever, at her tomb, and that's is the MacGuffin. It's not really.
It's funny.
It's not really all that important.
I thought the same thing.
It kind of drives the plot along, but the main thing are the relationships. The relationship with her and Dad.
That's so
the
funny.
relationship with the bad guy.
I thought the same term.
Yes.
This is all a MacGuffin.
Who cares?
Which means that it's all pretty sloppy.
Yes, you're right. It's in some ways that makes it a hot mess. The only saving grace, which they said this, the saving grace of those other two Lara Croft Tomb Raider movies in the early 2000s was Angelina Jolie.
For sure.
And I like Alicia more than Angelina. And that's...
Right. I think the challenge with Alicia is that she's not as well known, and more than that, she's much less of a flashy. And I don't know whether young people will grab onto her image or not.
And I hope they do, because she has that girl next door quality.
Yes.
As you always tease me, the advising assistant type
Yep.
that I
Yep.
used to hire.
Yep.
A girl next door, and not the exotic beauty that Angelina Jolie.
Yes. All right, Wayne Miller.
Yes.
The film is Tomb Raider, opening today.
Yes.
What grade would you, as an educator, award it?
I was weighing between a C+ and a B-. So I'm going to go maybe just because of the cast and that how good they are, and that I recognize them from other work they've done. I'm going to give it a B-.
And I had the same struggle, and I'm going to award it a C+,
Yep.
largely because I don't want our audience to think we collude.
I know. Well, I feel like going out and maybe rating it too.
Yeah, well, you're right in one.
Good one.
All right, good one. Yeah, we made something out of nothing.
Yeah. I kind of. We didn't have a lot of straw, but we were still able to make bricks.